in their shroud. Hi y'all and welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and I hope you guys stay tuned until the end. My name is Esther Vincent, also known as LiaMia on social media. Do follow me over there. We'll love to catch you guys up. How have you guys been doing? How is everything going on? I hope wherever you are and whatever it is that you're doing, it's going on good, great, wonderful, swell, all around good vibes. So today in this video, I am going to introduce you guys to another supernatural creature that is widely believed in my country, Malaysia, but it originates from one of our neighboring countries. But before I go into today's story, I would like to also let you guys know to check out my previous video that I have recently uploaded. It is regards the Highland Towers of Malaysia and its fatal crash. Also, in that video, I have included a story, a spooky supernatural story that is related to the Highland Towers. I'll have my previous videos linked down in the description box, or at the end of this video, you guys will see the small box. You guys can click on it for that video to play. Do give it a view, do give it a thumbs up if you like it, and I would like to say thank you. Okay, without blabbering too much, let's go into today's story. I will be talking to you guys about Pocong. P-O-C-O-N-G, Pocong. There is a district, I don't know whether that's a district, but there's a city right beside where I'm staying named Pocong, which is spelled P-U-C-H-O-N-G. Oh my god, I don't know the spelling, but it is pronounced as Pocong. But this is Pocong. When I was very little and I was not staying here, I was staying pretty far away, I used to get confused. I used to think like, is there Pochongs in Pocong? Yeah, I used to have that thought. Anyways, coming back to our ghostly being, the topic for today, Pocong. It is a ghost that is widely believed in my country, Malaysia, as we have a lot of them. This is one of them. But like I mentioned, the origin of this ghost spirit is from one of our neighboring country, which is Indonesia. It is a Javanese ghost, and Pocong is believed to be a soul of a dead person who is still trapped in its shroud. What is shroud, you may ask? Shroud, also known as kain kafan in our local language Malay, is a big white cloth that is used in Muslim burials to wrap a deceased body for burial. Once the deceased is wrapped in the shroud, kain kafan, or the white cloth, they would be tied in different parts of the body, which is the head, the neck, as well as the feet. According to traditional Muslim belief that the ties of the shroud should be released after 40 days. And if that is not done, then the soul of this dead person would find its way out of the grave, jump out of the grave, and warn or ask the living to be released. So basically that is Pocong, a soul of a person that was not released yet, and it's out in the living world, either trying to find help or it's just malicious. It is believed that the ties need to be released in order for the soul to leave the earth to the next life or to whatever that is after permanently. Like I mentioned earlier, not all Pochongs are the same. Some may show itself to the living or to the people just to relay messages or request or ask for prayer and not to harm them. Others might not be so docile because there are some who just take pleasure in frightening people with their grotesque look. So people are always told and warned never to think of them as friends or allies with them, or think of them as any sort of an ally to help them out or anything, because Pochongs can be deceiving. Pochongs are to be treated with caution as a supernatural dangerous being overall. I just mentioned a while ago that Pocong has a grotesque look and they like to use that look. Yes, they are said to be repulsively ugly. Obviously, what do you expect? They are bodies that had been buried and they are in the stage of decomposition. So obviously they do not look very pleasant to the eyes. It is said that the pocong of a person who had been buried for a long period of time, years and years, would look more like a skeleton, or the appearance would be more of a skeletal appearance, whereas the pocong of a recently buried person would be more of a pale figure with very minor decomposition. Some sources say that Pocong has a very pale face with wide open eyes, not even blinking, just eyeballs looking out. And other sources mention that they are pale faced again without any features, meaning there is no bumps, like they are flat faced, meaning the nose is already decomposed, and empty eye sockets, so they've got no eyes at all. It's just black, no nose, pale flat face. Now, popular culture shows Pocong to be hopping in order to move around, and I agree with that, because so far in the few movies and dramas that I've seen in regards of Pocong, it is always showed that the being is jumping. It's tied and it's straight, and it'll be hopping around to move or to scare people. And it is widely believed because of its tie that is still tied around the feet, so it has to hop or jump in order to move. But the traditional belief says or suggests otherwise. It is believed that they hover or float around the ground, so they basically go, they don't hop around like bunnies. They are not funny in that way. They actually hover. It is said that pochongs can form a colony. Yup, can you believe that? A bunch of different pochongs and a bunch of different ghosts all get together and they become a colony. Pochong and friends. But despite all these claims of them being in a colony or forming a colony, so far all the sightings that had been reported in regards to Pocong had been a lone ranger sort of attacks. So there's no reports that indicates that they attack in a group. It has always been like a single Pocong attacking a person. Even me, when I was doing all this research, even I could not find any stories or report that talks about a Pocong attack. I mean, a colony of Pocong attacks. So much for Pocong colony. Pocong is also said to have the ability to teleport, so they can be gone in an instant or they can appear in an instant, and they can be practically found anywhere. Most famous spots that Pochongs are mostly found would be their grave. So wherever they were buried, they are still wandering around their grave, or their former home. So wherever they were living before they passed away, they can be seen there as well. And comes banana trees. Yes, banana trees again. It is said that banana trees hosts Pochongs as well. Why do I say as well? Because I have heard some other ghosts as well that they like to stay around banana trees. Banana trees seem to be very good hosts for supernatural beings. I've also done a couple of videos back regarding Puntiana, and they are very well known to reside in or around banana trees. So same goes to Pocong as well. It is said that around banana tree field, I don't know whether banana trees field is called a field, but places that has a lot of banana trees, over there it is believed that you can find colonies of Pochongs with some other supernatural beings as well. Yay, banana tree. All right, so now I am going to bring you guys two stories of this legendary ghost, the Pocong, from the country where it originates from. I did find many stories from my country, Malaysia, but I felt like, stories or legends from the country where this being originates from would be much better. So let's go to the first one. In the city of Jakarta, Indonesia, many believe in a version of Pocong known as the plastic Pocong. Plastic. Why plastic? Well, it is said to be a true story that happened long ago. I don't know when. I could not find any details in regards to that, but it is said to be of a pregnant woman who was brutally murdered in cold blood by her boyfriend. So after the murder, the body of this pregnant woman was brought to the hospital and an autopsy was done. And after the autopsy was completed, her body would not stop bleeding. Blood was said to have kept on flowing from her body even after it was sewn shut. So much blood was pouring out of the woman's body that the hospital staffs had no other choice than to wrap the woman's body in plastic first before they proceeded on to wrapping her body with the shroud or the white cloth. People believe that the plastic Pocong appears because the murdered woman's soul still wanders around and requests or wishes to be released out of her plastic wrap. As funny as it was in the beginning, plastic Pocong and all of that, this story is pretty sad. Brutally murdered, and she was pregnant, and now it is believed that her soul is still wandering around trapped in the plastic. I don't know. Moving on to the second story. In a rural part of Yogyakarta, Indonesia, there is a river called Code River, which is believed to be haunted by colonies of Pocong. Colonies. So colonies is available. Colonies of Pocong is a thing. That colony is believed to be led by a red Pocong. Red Pocong is believed to be a very extra vengeful, dangerous version of Pocong, although they are very rare. Now, this red Pocong, this leader, red Pocong, was said to be a shaman who lived in the 20th century who specializes in black magic. This shaman's shady lifestyle and practices, was very suspicious, and villagers that lived together with him in the village was not very fond of him. They did not like the way he was living, the things that he was doing, and his practices. So the whole village was practically against this shaman. So one day, these villagers got together and they decided to hunt him down and kill him, murder him in cold blood. Damn, villagers. Well, come to think about it, it's not very different from what people used to do many years ago, where they used to hunt down witches because of their practices and their belief, and just because it doesn't go with the majority or the certain type of belief, they were thought to be devils and they were hunted down. So this is sort of like the similar situation as well. The life that this shaman lived was not according to the belief that the villagers have, so they hunt him down and killed him. They went the extra mile as they mutilated the shaman's body. Brutal villagers. The shaman's body parts were later wrapped in a large shroud, the white cloth, and buried along the Code River, the river that is now said to be haunted by Pocongs. So yeah, his body was covered in white shroud, a large shroud, which, oh, I forgot to mention, which turned blood red, obviously, crimson red, due to the blood that was flowing out of his body parts. And those shroud filled with his body parts were buried along the Code River. In death, the shaman swore to take revenge on the villagers for what they have done to him. So it is believed that his soul has taken the form of a red Pocong, and together with other Pocongs, they have haunted the cold river together with the villages surrounding the river, and that's what it's believed to this day. So it's said. Well, thinking about what happened to the shaman, it is completely obviously unfair. But these are situations that I just do not want to judge, because I don't know whether I should feel bad for the shaman who died brutally or to the villagers who are being haunted right now. So let's not go into all of that. So you guys, that is the two incidents or two stories that I've got from Indonesia, the country where Pocong originates from. And that, you guys, is the story, the urban legend. I don't know how to even say, I don't know what title to give, but that is somewhat about this supernatural creature that we widely believe in my country, Malaysia, the Pocong. So with all that said and done, we have definitely come to the end of this video. Any of you guys watching, do you guys have any stories of your own in regards to Pocong? If you do, please do let me know. I love to hear real stories, you know, anything that had happened really. If you guys had stayed tuned till this very minute, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. That means a lot. Do leave me a thumbs up, and I would see you guys again in the next video. I would be posting anything in regards with crime, supernatural, mystery, anything that I could find from my country, Malaysia. And until then, you guys, stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Bye.